Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? All right. We're taking a multiple account, limited risk strategy trade today with 3 different accounts, limiting our risk in each one of them, buying at different support levels in case the market does a liquidity sweep and hits Fibonacci zones and decides to reverse, which happens daily. So we were stopped out of our first trade with the simulator. I like to take the first trade on the simulator. Right here, we got in up here. You can see entry. Golden zone was down here. It came all the way down and swept that pivot, even that pivot, it looks like, and stopped me out of that trade. There's my stop loss right there. There's my entry. There's my stop loss. There was my target. Okay, so we stopped out of the simulator. Since it was in the golden zone and after the liquidity sweep, we entered in our second trade, though, which you see over here. It bounced in the golden zone after sweeping and sweeping, and now we are green on that. Hopefully it'll hit our target. Best that'll happen today with this scenario is that we'll break even and we'll look for another entry, because the first trade was a stop loss. Second trade was a target 1, unless I want to hold it for a target 2, which I'm still learning how to do. So that's where we're at today, this morning. In case you want to see the morning breakdown of what's actually happening here, let's look at it on, take notes, man. It's really, really helpful if you take notes. So we have our trade 1. We got the entry price. We got the stop loss price. That one failed with the simulator. And then we got trade 2, which we're in right now. We have our stop loss in place. And I don't know about a third, because the way the price is looking on the charts, I can't find a reasonable place to get back in if it keeps going down. So there may not be a third. It may just be, if it goes straight down and keeps going down, we'll have 2 losses back to back with these 2 accounts only. And we're limiting our risk to like $250 an account. One's a simulator and one's the PA Apex past account, which I'm hoping to get a payout on it. And if we'll just take a small loss in both of those if it doesn't keep going up. So that's where we're at with it right now. So hopefully it'll keep going. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see what's going on here. While we're waiting, I like to listen to what's going on other channels. Be sure to check out Top Step. I like to listen in on them, and I like to listen to Matt's channel.
Show pretty stoked about that. October 21st until now, not even counting all the money I've requested out, which is 150,000. I'm up 750, which means at total I'm up about $900,000 right now in totality, counting where the accounts are currently at and the money I've already taken out. So hopefully we could keep the party going. That's why I like to check NQ, just because I commonly trade it when trading futures. And one of the trades I like to pay attention to is the overnight trading session, the low right here that we made at really market open at 6 p.m. Eastern, all the way up until 6:50 a.m. I like to know that high. I like to know that low. If you run some basic stats on it, the high or the low is taken out in excess of like 85% of the time in the trading session. So that's tough sometimes because you don't know which direction it's going to be taking out. But if you get a good idea of the trend, well, that could give you a good target. So for example, let's say you're bearish right here at 9:30 for whatever reason. Maybe you're seeing something in the flow, or I don't know, break down on the 1 minute or something like that, or like whatever. It's not the most insane thing to actually be targeting 838. Obviously throughout that, because that's almost 100 points, you could be scaling out at key levels like 900, 950, 975. But just in general, it's a good thing to be paying attention to. And it's, as much as I pay attention to that, I'm going to be paying attention to obviously the key levels of the S&P 500, which once again, we're just chilling right at the key level, the high of yesterday. We're literally halfway through that transition zone. So the S&P 500 definitely is, on a relative basis, stronger than what we're seeing on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ did just get its downside gap fill. So if you were playing that, congrats to you. You could see here that we opened above the high from yesterday. So what happened there, honestly, might just be a little bit of a chart cleanup. We just basically sold off, nothing too crazy. But you can see right here, we opened today at 628.91. Yesterday's high was 627.61. So we basically just quickly sold off $1, cleaned up the chart, got that downside gap fill. Can you see it on NDX? Same thing here. We still have not gotten that upside gap fill. That upside gap fill has been there forever. It was created, I suppose, on Tuesday, November the 4th. This little gap is still on the chart. Kind of blows my mind that it's still there, but you can see the sell-off from Monday the 3rd of November to the Tuesday the 4th of November. There's that little gap that we still have to get. So today might be one of those rare days where you get a double gap fill. We obviously got the downside gap fill to the high from yesterday, and now I'm wondering if we can actually revert and maybe hit 25,900 once again on NDX, not NQ here. They are slightly different in terms of their value, but they are tracking the exact same thing. Just one's on the futures market, one is on the well, technically it's an index. But anyway, today might be one of those rare double gap fills where we might get the upside and the downside gap fill. So probably a worthwhile thing to set an alert and just be paying attention to. So I wanted to put that on your radar. What do we have going on here? We're breaking down a little bit in the S&P 500. At this point, there might be support at 59. I would be watching the bottom of the transition zone, yesterday's closing value, and this psychological value at 950. So that's where I'd be just waiting. I'm not necessarily bullish or bearish there. I'd be waiting and attempt to be patient.
New 5 minute. Yep, more selling coming in. Yes. Oh, buyers, there you go.
Silver continuing to consolidate where we closed yesterday, and buyers stepped in. Wow. Okay.
Sure did. NQES buyers did just step back in.
Possibly. I wouldn't mind a retest 26,000 here.
Is this just short covering, or he's defending those? 73% short tilt in the ES, 75% short tilt in the NQ right now.
All right, now we've opened. Let's take a look at our stocks of note. Apple's having a hell of a couple of days. They're up 2% today. Broadcom up 1.5, Google up 1.2, Microsoft up 1.2, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla all down slightly. But what's Carvana doing, you ask? Carvana's down 1.5%.
What's Carvana?
Yeah, it's down a little bit, which is giving me, don't get me wrong, I got whacked on United Healthcare today. But at least the Carvana going down is giving me a little bit of optimism. By the way, you got to be an
Yep.
absolute ding dong to be on the health committee and own $500,000 of United Healthcare. You got to be a madman to sell it all at once, because even if you weren't insider trading, it's gonna look like it.
Well, Jack,
It looked like it.
it's legal.
It looked like
For better or worse, it is legal. It did not break for better or worse. And look at gold go. Gold 50.74 last trade. House account did take profits. Stopped out at 50.70. Let's trade there, but buyers stepping back in. So buyers stepping back in the NQ, buyers stepping back in the ES as well. Pretty much turning around that whole sell-off.
All right. Hopefully it'll hit my target up there. That would be nice. That would be the break-in point. I think I would take my profit just because I want to get a big gulp and understand that my first trade went totally against me. And then the second trade, hopefully it'll get up to that target level. I'm really hoping it does. And then we can break even on today's idea, or I could take my trade a little early. This is something I'm working on and I'm really, really struggling with. And that is holding my trades for the big moves. And I really understand that if I can't do that, I'm going to be in trouble. And if I can do that, I'm going to be much more successful. It's kind of like the obstacle that's holding me back right now. So I really need to watch this in the video upload and hear it over and over, talk to myself about it, think and meditate about it, really, really understand and grow in courage, really, and strength to just hold the trade. Let your target get hit. And I've seen so many trades that got 2 and 3 times risk, and this is I'm basically a break-even trader at this point. And if I could just get past this obstacle and hold my winners, I know that I will be able to pay my bills 100% and more. So that's the struggle right now.
EV on the X.
That's one thing trader is proud of. Your setup. You sit there, spending a lot of time at that desk.
Hanging out there. Sure are. A lot of time. Getting it dialed in. Because I could certainly use some help with mine. So I'm leaning on you. See some cool setups. Also, 4,000 people watching us all across the globe. Please click subscribe, click like, click notify. We got 200,000 subscribers.
Yes, we did.
Right. Also,
Yes,
we will
we
have CEO and founder of Top Step Michael Pataki will be joining us here on Top Step TV in Fast Markets here. So stay tuned. We got a lot in store for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. We'll see tomorrow. Huge earnings as well tomorrow. Yes, Michael Pataki will be joining us here in Fast Markets. And also 200,000 subscribers hit. What a journey it's been. Michael's thoughts, as well as
Feels good.
jabbing away. All organic, so don't buy them. 69.93 last trade ES. Still short tilt. And NQ and the ES, 75% in the NQ.
Live through GameStop, AMC, Doge, Shiba, many other like just FOMO-esque events in the market from 2020 until now. I beg of you, whatever your favorite trend following methodology is, I don't care if you're looking at EMAs, SMAs, RSI, this, that, MACDs, whatever your trend following system is, if you think the trend is breaking down, it's time to move on. I know too many people who got in very, very early on AMC, GameStop, Doge, Shiba, any of them, like just to name a few. And then all of a sudden, it was good. And then things started to look a little weak. And they still had good profits. And instead of saying, okay, cool, the trend's breaking down, I'm locking in my profits, it's this idea of like, no, I deserve more.
All right, I'm going to go to break even on it. I don't want to take a loss in my PA account, real money account. It almost hit the first target up there, and if it gets that close to first target, I'm going to break even. There's nothing like almost hitting your target and then having it come back and do a full stop loss hit on you. So that's just the way it'll be. Well, if it stops me out, we'll break even on the PA account, and we'll have had a daily loss limit on the simulator, and then we will probably switch to strategies and start doing some scalping instead of this wider risk limit strategy. But hopefully it'll go right on up there.
You could always get back in. You are not married to the position. You don't have to keep that one position forever. So as a person, I've literally seen thousands and thousands of retail traders fuck this up. I'm like, this isn't me just saying, hey, this is like a good trading methodology. Like, I'm telling you, this is like from true, like actual trader history. As a person who I've seen this all, I beg of you, I beg of you, I beg of you. If you are up a lot, at least protect yourself at a minimum by putting your stop at break even. So even if everything were to go crazy overnight, okay, whatever. At least you're out at break even. It didn't cost you anything. I know it's a bummer, but it's better than losing. And then better than that, if you're got in really early and it keeps ripping, great, cool. I'm not telling you to get out, but I'm saying however you define trend, if the trend switches from bullish to bearish, get out, take your money, and if you want to get back in, wait for the trend to, guess what? Go back from bearish to bullish. The concept of trying to white knuckle it through that period of, oh, it's bullish, it's switching, I don't think the dip's going to be that bad, and I think it's going to go back. The like you waiting through that dip and just praying it actually reverses, it's not a good way to engage with the market. And I know in this example, obviously we are talking about gold and silver, but
we got here number top of the hour in about 12 minutes. There you are, deep 4K. Top Step, you are my favorite clowns. Thank you for streaming. No, thank you for tuning in. I hope you clicked. I know you clicked subscribe. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to let us know that we are your favorite clowns.
My favorite user.
Yep. Be nice. Positive vibes only. Let's get that money. Markets are moving. Stay locked in. We saw about $1.20 turnaround there in silver, back to 108.83. And we have gold looking at a $10 turnaround, $12 turnaround to the downside. 50.64 last trade.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Let's see.
10 minutes.
I want to see us break and hold above 26,000. Maybe make a run at overnight highs here in the NASDAQ.
What?
Silver getting a little bit of a sell-off right there.
Yep. Jack called it, the blow off top. Again, making new all-time highs. Gold, silver, both yesterday. Silver all-time highs, $100, $117.70. And we saw a $17 push lower after that blow off top. Indeed, gold making new all-time highs yesterday, or actually it was on the reopen, but anyways, 5107, 5108, $5,108 print, and we saw just a blow off top, just complete puke.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see silver go retest 100, maybe in the upper 90s.
Well, it kind of tested 100 yesterday afternoon.
Yeah,
I wasn't
after the
looking
close.
at the screens. Yeah, we traded down to 101.
I got
101.7.
I was a little disappointed in that, man. Like,
yes, 7,000.
Like as soon as the bell closed, we just dumped, and there was just no time for any position or nothing. And the next thing we know, we're right back up. So
Yes,
I'd love to see it happen during a session, and then some type of reversal.
Well, at least 5,000 did trade because on that reopen, just gap higher. And silver pushing lower now. Looking at session lows, $107.40, now 29 cents. ES, talk about turnaround. I'm trading 7,000 even, about 12 points higher in the last 10 minutes or so. And there goes NQ trading 26,000 even now.
Nice.
All-time highs in this ES contract, 70.36. Those inquiring. Here we go. V79X just passed my combine on a NQ long. Thank you.
There you go.
Love it.
You heard, yeah, heard to go to cause. Had an eye on those 25,920s. And buyers did just step back in. And ES pushing higher here. NQ same.
Stub filled.
Okay, we're stopped out for break even. Now, if it goes up after stopping me out, that will be the classic slap in the face that happens to every day trader, and you can't get mad about it. You can't get upset. You just have to really try to have patience. And, oh my gosh. I want to get back in it, but I'd have to keep my stop below this pivot level right here, because that means I'll still have less than a full risk. But look how it's acting. It might be best for me to just turn it off for now and come back in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to end the live stream. And the plan, we'll keep watching as time goes on to see, you know, where it's going to bounce and what I should have done. And you always look back and go, you know, I could have done better, and this is what I should have done. And that's why I make these videos and study this. We have to stick to our plan, though. The question is, should I have went to break even or not? And I don't see, that's just optional. That's personal preference. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm not going to enter a third trade because, well, let's look at a third trade possibility. I would have to be in that third trade somewhere down here if it kept going. I'd want it to sweep. Wouldn't it be broken? I think here's the 5-minute chart. If this pivot level keeps breaking, here's the Fibonacci for this entire move up. If it keeps going down, I'm not, yeah, it might sweep after these pivots down here. But to me, it will be trending down, and I'm not looking to go. Let's see the 15-minute chart. Where's that 15-minute chart right here? Yeah, the 200, once it gets below the 200, I'm not really interested in trying to go long at that point. I'm looking for it to reverse. Give me some. It's just too much of a stop loss. Even if it is bullish, and even if it does break it, and even if it sweeps the yesterday's low and then bounces and comes back up, I can't trade down like that. So I'd have to wait for it to look bullish like it did up here. It looked bullish up here. When I first took my first trade, it was above the 100 moving average, and it was bullish. So I feel like 2 good tries is okay. We broke even on the second one. I'm perfectly fine with that now. I'm glad I didn't get back in it. I'm very curious to see if it's going to hit my stop loss on the second one, and that will make me feel a whole lot better, because then I'll feel justified. So let's mark it. Stopped out. Or stopped out for break even on trade 2. Okay. Save that picture. Trade 2 closed for break even. Now we just need to, if I would have moved my stop to, I got 2 things I'm curious about. If I would have moved my stop under this pivot level, how would I have done? Could I get back in it if it keeps coming down here for a second try on trade 2? Because I did stop out for break even. I haven't lost anything on it. And if it keeps going near this level, it might be worth re-entering at a much, much deeper price to the downside. So that's the only other way I can think about playing this. If it breaks this stop loss area, goes below the 200, I'm not interested in getting into a third trade. Would I be interested in getting back into this trade at a lower price? Yeah, actually I would be. Is it going to double bottom right here and prove support? If I really wanted to figure out how to get back in this trade, I could use this level right here as my stop loss now. And still have less than a 1R risk on the total trade. Let me see what that puts me. How much would I be risking? 150? I should have tried to get it. I should have played my, yeah, you know what I should have done? I should have played that strategy where I like to have a low risk limit when it tapped into that area, buy as it goes back up, stop loss right under there. That would have been all the risk I had on the trade. So it's a great learning lesson for me right here. If I break even, look for the pivot sweep level to play my liquidity sweep or support level trades. I really want to buy this.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order canceled.
Sorry, I was on mute. So none of that hurt. Nobody heard any of that. Okay, so the second trade was stopped out for break even. I had 2 chances to get back in with scalping. Both of those, well, the first one would have been successful down here at the pivot level. If I would have got in down here, I would have had 2 or 3 return. I didn't get that. But when I saw this candle close strong after coming into the golden zone, I decided to go long on this green candle here, and it went all the way up here, probably $40. I immediately put my stop on break even, and it came down and stopped me out. There's a scalping opportunity right here. I don't like it necessarily. It's not a plus setup because you can see it's trending down on both time charts. If this was bullish and it was over here coming down into it, better. But now it's dropped below. And the 20's under the 50. If the 20's under the 50, that's I gotta wait. That's my exponentially large time. That's my large trading time chart. If the large trading time chart is going down, then I'm not gonna try to go long on the smaller time chart. So I'd have to wait for price to get back up over the moving averages, perhaps over the top, over here somewhere, and then give me a Fibonacci pullback, and then I could try. I'm not going to do the 250 risk anymore. I've already tried it. Now it's all about scalping for the rest of the day, taking small risk. I'm talking about like 5 ticks. So yeah, I'm switching strategies now, and it's could be. See, I mean, look at this 5-minute chart up here. That's all under the moving averages. Everything's under the 200 on the 5-minute. That's the higher time charts that I need to pay attention to. When I first started this trade this morning, everything was up here. I thought it was going to break out, but it didn't. Stopped out on the first trade. Second trade almost hit first target, came all the way down, broke even on the second trade, tried to scalp, broke even on that, and that's what we did today. That's where we're at so far. 15-minute is looking difficult. You know, I was up here when I took those first trade when I developed my idea, the price was up here. Now it's down here. So if it continues to go down, we'll be looking to short it, but I'll be using scalping techniques, and I won't be doing a $250 risk limit on it. I don't think I will. I think I like to try that. I like to try that if the opportunity presents itself when I come look at the charts. If I see structure, if I see the direction clearly, if I clearly see the direction and I clearly see support levels, my first trade is the 250 risk limit with 3 accounts. After that, it's a matter of scalping for the rest of the day. And if this keeps trending down, we'll be looking for, look at this clearly, Fibonacci is working on the way down here. There's the golden zone. It worked here. Golly, look, it worked here, 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 50%, 50%, 50%. Now I just need this chart over here to continue to go down and break down, and then I will have more confidence to take that short. Although I'm trying to learn, you know, maybe I got 4 different, let me see. Once the 20 is under the 50, and it is, and the momentum lines are under the 20. So we got 4 moving averages going in the same direction down. If it breaks this Fibonacci level, then I could look for the next trade to be a Fibonacci short on my lower time chart. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'll be waiting for it to break this level here. Let me save this. Did I save this picture? Stopped out of trade 2. Trade 2 closed for break even. Yeah, I saved it. So I don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of this and this and this. Let's clean it up for some scalping. Clean it up for some scalping. I don't need any of this. I've already got pictures of everything. All right, so the plan is to watch the 15-minute and the 5-minute continue to develop down up here. If it continues to develop down, I'll use my exponential charts, my 1000 and my 100, to get me the pinpoint entries that I'm looking for. I'm going to have to use a different, I don't know what account I want to use. All right, let's play some music here.
In the quiet of the morning, when the fears are loud in me, I can hear you gently calling through the doubt, through the grief. You have walked the darkest valley.
It's got a lot to prove before I go long, because we still see the potential here. It's bouncing off of the Fibonacci golden zone 2 times. And my option for my second trade, instead of breaking even, which is what happened, I was thinking about putting my stop loss under this pivot. I triggered in the second trade here with my real account money, real money account. It kept going and then it reversed. It went up $200 and I moved my stop to break even, but I was thinking about moving my stop to this pivot, which would have cut my risk in half. Instead, I went to break even and got stopped out for break even. So that's what happened. And I don't think any way's right or wrong, because it could have easily kept coming down and almost did stop me out at that pivot level. So it's just a matter of getting lucky, really. There's a lot of luck in day trading, a lot of grace from God, if you will. Yeah, I would want it to break above the trend line and then retest it with Fibonacci 50% pullback, and then I will take the trade. That's the only way I can go along on this. Otherwise, it's too early. Well, that's the close of yesterday. Close of yesterday. Got to know where that's at. Nothing to do but wait patiently. May not get another trade today. I already know what my plan is for the long side. And I know what my plan is for the downside. It's going to have to break these levels. Then we'll look for Fibonacci entries, moving average entries, trend line breaks even to the downside. All that's viable and works great. Man, what's the other markets doing? I don't know. I'm just fixated on gold. I mean, look at this thing go. Beautiful baby. Let's see what it's doing. This is the NQ. Man, why am I not trading the NQ? Well, let's plan it out here. Let's look at what I would have done. What I would have done. And I can't watch too many markets and have that kind of brain power on. It's just too much analysis to be jumping around like that for me personally. Let's look at here. When the market open. Let me set my alarms on the other one. I don't want to miss anything, so we're going to put an alarm on. For both directions. Okay, so 9:30 this morning. Where's the opening bell? Okay, wow. So it opened and went straight down. Man, where's 9:30 at? Let's go with 500 tick. Get this thing. I will go with the 1,000 tick, which is $9.30 right here. Okay, so as soon as the bell opened, right here. But I would have to, okay, I can't just look at that. I'd have to have a reason for my direction. I can't just go, yeah, on a lower time chart. Okay, that's where the bell opened up right there. Day chart, you have to have the day chart. So there's the high of the day. There's the close of the day. You have to see that. So it was already over the high of the day. Price was already over. Here's your entry point. This is what I would have done. Oh, this is a why is it that you see perfect setups on charts and you're like, this is exactly what I would have done? It sweeps the high. I might have tried that and got stopped out. But once it closes back above, I would have looked at that strong candle there, these pintails, this pintail. What that is 50% in those pintails. All these pintails are right at the 50% level from this bottom. Take the breakout. How much is my risk if I would have just simply took the breakout and used the bottom? $40 risk. And look at that move. 120 with 3R. So that's how I would have played that. That is my strategy. That's what I like to do. I've used highs and lows and closes of the previous day. That's why you always see those marked out on my charts. Always the high, the low, and the close of the previous day. That great opportunities on that. Man. And in the overnight, trading the overnight, did something right here at the close. Look at what it did at the close of yesterday. Of course, that's like, what is it, 2 in the morning? 3 in the morning? I'm not up at 4 in the morning. But look at the, That's the close of the previous day. Excellent. That's one of my favorite ways to trade. So let's go to 2000 tick because this thing is really moving. Open. This is the high of previous day. And the entry could have even been once it breaks out over the high of the previous day, look for the Fibonacci level right here. So let's see how much this is. Boom. Look at that. Right above previous day's high, right in the golden zone. You could do a trend line break or just buy it on the green candle. If I would have bought on that first green candle and I might have been wicked out of the first try, and then I would have tried it again, give it 2 tries. Or maybe I should have been smart, and if I did get in, put my stop below the level of previous day's high. This is the bounce for the previous day. It already did that, so it doesn't need to do it again. I'm just thinking of all the different angles of what could happen here. Thinking of getting stopped out, thinking of what could have happened, what would I have done, how many times would I try, where would my risk be, where would my entry be. This is what becoming better and better is all about. This is what's important, not even really taking trades. This is back testing. This is analysis. This is studying the charts. This is what hours and hours and hours and hours of just observation and analysis will do. And I'm going to save this picture. And we're going to call this MNQ bounce off previous day's high. That's exactly what it is. Trade off previous day's high. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, well, that's what happens when you can't watch every market all the time. I mean, we have an alarm set just above that trend line coming to the downside on gold. So there's nothing to do until it hits that alarm. And we have an alarm at the pivot levels down the bottom below these pivot levels on. So maybe I should just come over here and look at another. Oh, it's struggling right there. That's a pivot level.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Let's try it. Come on, buddy, get up there.
In the quiet of the waiting, when the news cuts like a knife,
Come on, get up there.
when the questions fill the ceiling, and the dark crowds out the light, in the valley of the shadows, when my courage comes undone, I remember
Order submitted.
1-to-1. Let's get a 1-to-1 on this. Come on, you can do it.
your sons. Jesus, our Emmanuel, God with us in every fire. You are here, you are here, you will not let go. Faithful through the flood and flame.
Go, buddy, go, go, go.
You are here with the ones you call your own. When the fear hits in the midnight, and my past screams in my ear, and the shame feels like a prison, and my prayers fall flat from fear. You are singing in the silence. You are closer than my breath. You are seated in my sorrow. You are stronger than my death. Jesus, our Emmanuel, God with us in every fire. You are here, you are here. Not let go. Faithful through the flood and flame. Holding every wandering heart. You are here.
All right, it's breaking above now on the gold. I'm on almost on break even on the other one. I should just go to break even on it so I don't have to watch both of them. All right, we're on break even on the MNQ trade, and we're watching gold break the trend line that we said we have to have. And it's looking more and more like I should have just kept my stop under that pivot level that was created in the golden zone.
You walk beside me every time. You never leave me. I'm not alone. You call me child. You call me
Order filled.
All right, we hit target. Yeah. We hit our target on trade, MNQ scalping trade. Good. Excellent, excellent. Right here, we hit target. Up towards that trend line up there, 1-to-1. After it tested the highs from a couple of days ago. This is a pivot level high. Came back over the top. This is the part why I was interested in going long. It did push. If it made a lower high here, I wouldn't be that interested in it necessarily breaking back over. but because it had some strength to it, and we get this structure with the 50% pullback and all these pintails, and just, yeah, it worked out good.
Order canceled.
It worked out real good. MNQ. This was a scalping trade. I got to keep track of this.
Sunrise creeping golden light. Another day, another fight. I see the world
I want this particular trade to be recorded separately.
forever last. But something's missing. A quiet whisper. King of my heart. Yeah. King of my soul. You showed us the way to make us whole. No fancy crown, no shining throne, just love, love, love and not alone.
Morning. Was it MNQ? Yes, it was.
Big shot talking big plans. The whole wide world in hands, but you watch feet, you serve. Turn water for the feast.
Man, I could have had that.
Gentle freedom,
Pay attention.
king of my heart,
Now if we get any pullbacks,
king of my soul.
we're going to look for it.
You showed us the way to make us whole. No fancy crown, no shining throne, just love,
Documents.
love and not alone. Sunrise paints a morning sky. You paint my soul with colors bright. Your glory glow. Echoes of your kindness. They fill my mind. Radiant king, shining light. Radiant king, pure and bright. Radiant king, you show the way. Radiant king.
I got to figure out what my scalping trades were. I took a scalping trade on this too. 98. Okay, let's see what that was. 98. Buy, sell. Yeah, we broke even on that. So I had 2 scalping trades today. Save. Starting this morning. There we go.
You see the secrets we try to hide, every silent, every sleepless night. You heard
That one was a loss. There it is. Okay. Save. These are the $250 risk trades. Okay. Well, I wish it would have corrected a little bit more.
I could feel the distance, wide as oceans, cold and dark. Every lost shadow wrote this story on my heart. All my secret failures lay like stones I could not move. Then I heard you calling.
Let's look at some kind of pullback after it does that. It's not giving me any pullback. It's not bouncing off the trend line. I would love to have seen it bounce pintail off the trend line, and if that would have bounced off the trend line into the golden zone and gave me a pintail, I would have used that pintail as my stop loss.
You take my name, give me yours, trade my ruin for reward. You stand between and draw me near. All my dread falls quiet here. You take my name, give me yours from the courtroom to the Lord. You
Bouncing off the 20. Yeah. 15. All of them are going that way. Day chart. It's going right up to that level there.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Come on, go back
Order
up.
filled.
Crap.
I used to chase 1,000 things, all that glitter, all that gleam. Hands were full, but
what it's been doing.
Order filled.
I need to get my stop losses. in
Order
there.
submitted.
$10. I'll try it one more time. Come on.
Order filled.
Dang it. It's already past that, so let's see what we got here.
Order
I'm
filled.
gonna try one more time. And then I gotta close it down. I'm giving back my profits from the other account. I don't want to do that. It didn't close. Green. It didn't close green. Okay, I'm closing it down after this. If it hits me.
Stop filled.
Okay, I'm done. All right, we're done live streaming. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Take care, everybody. Peace.